Okay, we are recording another session of Sharps in Isolation. Our first singer is going to be David. Now, that's difficult because there's an awful lot of Davids come to this club, and I'm not sure which one it is. Um, so, whoever's called yourself David and only David without a surname, it's you. And David will be followed by Pal.
I think I'm a David. Is that me?
Yeah, that's you. I reckon that's you.
Yes. Okay. I'm having difficulty with. I've got a brand new computer here, trying to figure out how it works. iPad, yeah. And I'm not sure how to regulate the sound. So, can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, you sound just fine.
Okay. Well, I'll sing a song. It's called Jim Jones in Botany Bay. Great printing, Steve. And there's one lovely tune, the one that Martin Wyndham Reed sings. It's a lovely tune. And this is a different tune. It was written by a fellow named Mick Slocum. He had a band in Australia called the Bushwhackers. And so this is his tune to Jim Jones in Botany Bay. And here we go. Come and listen for a moment, lads, and hear me tell how all the seas from England's shore I was condemned to sail. The jury found me guilty, and the judge, he said he, for life, Jim Jones, I'm sending you across the stormy sea. But take my tip before you ship to join the Iron Gang. Don't be too gay in Botany Bay, or else you'll surely hang. Or else you'll surely hang, said he. And after that, Jim Jones, it's high upon the gallows tree. The crows will pick your bones. And you'll have no need of mischief there. Remember what I say, they'll flog the poaching hide of you out there in Botany Bay. The waves were high upon the sea, and the wind it blew in gales. I would rather drown in misery than come to New South Wales. The waves were high upon the sea, and the pirates came along. But the soldiers on our convict ship, they were 500 strong. They opened fire and somehow drove that pirate ship away. I'd have rather have joined those buccaneers than have come to Botany Bay, where day and night the irons clang, and like poor galley slaves we toil, and when we die must fill dishonored graves. But by and by I'll break my chains, and to the bush I'll go, and I'll join the bold bush rangers there, Jack Donahue and Co. And late at night, when everything is quiet in the town, I'll shoot the tyrants one and all, I'll hunt the bastards down. I'll give the Lord a little shock. Remember what I say, they'll yet regret they sent Jim Jones in chains to Botany Bay. Thank you. I'll
A
unmute
great
myself.
start, David. Thank you very much.
Bushwhackers were a
Great way
great
to
band.
start. So we have Pal next, and after Pal, if we could have Chris Lamb ready to give us a song, please.
Oh. I was 9th when I signed up, so I don't know what happened there. It's very weird. Dave Clare put this song my way a few years ago. I've only done it once, so it's time for a second outing. It was early one morning, Willie Leonard arose, and straight to his comrade's bedchamber he goes, saying, "Arise, loyal comrade, and let no one know. 'Tis a fine summer's morning, and a bathing we'll go." They journeyed together down by a long lane. The first that they met was the keeper of game. "Turn back, Willie Leonard, do not venture in. There is deep and false water in the lakes of Coolfin." But Willie plunged in, and he swam the lake round. He swam to an island, 'twas soft marshy ground. "Oh, comrade, dear comrade, don't follow me in, for there is deep and false water in the lakes of Coolfin." It was early next morning, Willie's sister arose, and straight to her mother's bedchamber she goes, saying, "I dreamed a sad dream about Willie last night. He came to my room in a shroud of snow white." Willie's mother arose, and she went to the lake. She called her son's name, and then wept for his sake, saying, "Woe is the hour young Willie plunged in. There is deep and false water in the lakes of Coolfin." Oh, to see Willie's funeral was a pitiful sight. There were 24 young men, all dressed in snow white. They carried his coffin to the grave they did lay. They bid adieu to young Willie, then they all marched away. And I saw a fair maiden standing fast by the shore. Her face, it was pale, she was weeping full sore. In deep anguish she gazed where young Willie plunged in. Ah, there is deep and false water in the lakes of Coolfin.
Nice one, pal.
Pal, and thank you for a timely public health warning. It'd be nice to go swimming outside, wouldn't it? Maybe we can. I don't know what the rules are. Anyway, Chris is our next singer, Chris Lamb, followed by Dave Harbord.
Where be this?
Okay, this is a version of the Golden Vanity. It's a Scottish version, but anglicised. There was a ship sailed from the North Country, and the name of the ship was the sweet Kumadie. She was built of the pine and the bay oak tree, and she sailed on the lowlands, lowlands. She sailed on the lowlands, low. We hadn't been sailing a league but barely 3 when the lookout man he sighted a French Geordie, and he said we'll all be sent to the bottom of the sea as we sail on the lowlands, lowlands, as we sail on the lowlands, low. Well, it's out and spoke our cabin boy, and out spoke he. Exclaimed, Captain, oh Captain, what will you give to me if I swim along the side of your French Geordie and sink her in the lowlands, lowlands, and sink her in the lowlands, low? Oh, it's I'll give you gold, and I will give you fee, and my eldest daughter your bride for to be, if you'll swim along the side of the French Geordie, and sink her in the lowlands, lowlands, and sink her in the lowlands, low. The boy bent his back, and away swam he. He swam till he came to the French Geordie. With his instruments about him, he started to make fee, and to sink her in the lowlands, lowlands, to sink her in the lowlands, low. Oh, some were at the cards, and some were at the dice. 24 holes he has pierced in her side, until the salt water flashed before their eyes, and they sank in the lowlands, lowlands. She sank in the lowlands, low. Oh, Captain, be as good as your word. You'll throw me a rope, you'll pull me on board, for your Geordie, she is lying at the bottom of the road. She's lying in the lowlands, lowlands. She's lying in the lowlands, low. I'm not throwing you a rope, nor I'll pull you on board. You can swim till you sink, just as true as my word. You can swim till you sink to the bottom of the road. You can sink in the lowlands, lowlands. You can sink in the lowlands, low. You'll throw me a rope, and you'll pull me from the sea, or I'll swim along the side of your sweet Kumadie, and I'll send her to the bottom like your French Geordie, and you'll sink in the lowlands, lowlands. You'll sink in the lowlands, low. Oh, he's thrown him a rope, and they pulled him from the sea. He's given to him the gold, and he's given to him the fee, and his eldest daughter his bride for to be, as they sailed on the lowlands, lowlands, as they sailed on the lowlands, low.
Good version.
Very much, Chris. That was good and rousing. So Dave will have something no doubt completely different now, Dave Harbord, followed by Martin Neal. What have you got for us?
Right, well this is an English translation of an Irish song. It's about 250 years old, I think. It's about a chap who's alcoholic. He's aware of the fact he's alcoholic, and he knows he's got to stop. But he's also aware of the fact that he can't stop. And he sees a bird lying by a frozen lake where it's tired of thirst. And he uses that to rationalise the position. Anyway, oh, the Bonnán we that ne'er broke out on a drinking bout. might as well have drunk. His bones lie prone on a naked stone where he lives all alone like a hermit monk. Oh, Bonnán, I pity your lot, though they say that a sot like myself is cursed. I was sober a while, but I'll drink and be wise, for I fear I may die in the end of thirst. It's not for the common bird that I mourn, for the blackbird, the corncrake, or the crane, but for the Bonnán who lives shy and apart, where he lives by the marsh of the long bog drain. If I had known you were near your death, while my breath held out, I'd have run to you, till a splash in the lake, or the sun of my soul would have given to you your life anew. My darling told me to drink no more, or my life will be o'er in a little while. But it's a taste of the whiskey that gives me health and strength, and will lengthen my road by many a mile. You see how the bird of the long smooth neck will get his death from the thirst at last. So come, son of my soul, and fill your glass, for you'll get no more sup when this life is past. Thank you.
Cheers, your good health.
Happy birthday, Mac.
Cheers, Jerry, thank you.
Happy
Was it Mark's birthday?
Mwah, mwah.
She says, oh,
Oh, in that case, we do need to
Yeah, I made my donation to
birthday.
Sharks instead of covering the bar.
happy birthday.
Well, in that case, we need to sing Happy Birthday all together. It's got to be done. It doesn't
I'm going to
matter.
give it a
let's
miss.
see what it sounds like.
Doesn't matter what it sounds like. So everybody unmute, and we'll sing back Happy Birthday. Oh,
Here we go. Someone lead it.
ready?
Start us off.
Who's got 1, 2,
Give us the note.
4.
Give us a key.
Happy birthday.
birthday to you.
Ooh, happy birthday
to you.
Happy
Birthday,
dear
Mac.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you all very, very much.
Beautiful.
Not that bad, is it?
You're blowing out the candles, Mac.
Yeah, if I had the energy.
Well, there we are. That's it. That was it. You could do a round, maybe. Maybe we need to develop a whole new Zoom culture of communal singing. I don't know. Anyway, what's happening next? Martin Nail is happening next, and after Martin, Sheila Miller will be happening.
Right. Today is the 16th of June, which is the 205th anniversary of the Battle of Quatre Bras, which of course you will all be celebrating. The Battle of Quatre Bras was in fact a sort of preliminary skirmish for the Battle of Waterloo, which happened on the 18th of June. So that's my excuse for singing this today. Oh, as I went out a-walking on one fine summer's morning, all down by the banks of some pure purling stream,
I met a young maiden making sad lamentation. I drew myself in ambush for to hear her sad complaint. Through the wood she marched along, made the valleys to ring, oh, and the small feathered songbirds around her head flew, saying the wars they are all over, and the peace it has returned again. But my will is not returning from the plains of Waterloo. Well, I stepped up to this fair maid, and I said, my fond creature, oh, may I make inquire as to what's your true love's name? For I have been in battle where the cannons loud do rattle, and by your description, well, I think I know the same. Willie Smith's my true love's name, he's a hero of great fame. But he's gone and he's left me in sorrow, it is true. Still no one shall me enjoy but me own darling boy. But still he's not returning from the plains of Waterloo. If Willie Smith's your true love's name, well, he's a hero of great fame. He and I have been in battle throughout many's the long campaign. Through Italy and Russia, through Germany and Prussia, he was me loyal comrade through France and through Spain. Oh, at last, oh, at length, by the French we were surrounded. Like heroes of old, we did them subdue. We fought for 3 days until at last we did defeat him, that bold Napoleon Bonny on the plains of Waterloo. On the 18th day of June it is ended the battle, leaving many's the brave hero in sorrow for to mourn. Where the war drums they did beat and the cannons loud did rattle, it was by a French soldier that your Willie he was slain. And as I drew near to the place he lay a-bleeding, I scarcely had time for to bid him adieu. And as he lay a-dying, there these words he kept repeating. Fare you well, me lovely Annie, you are far from Waterloo. Now when this young maiden heard this sad affirmation, oh, her red and rosy cheeks, they turned pale and wan. And when this young man, he saw her sad lamentation, he said, me lovely Annie, I am thou loving one. See, here is the ring that was broken between us, in the midst of all danger, to remind me of you. And when this young maiden heard the words of his greeting, she said, "You're welcome, lovely Willie, from the plains of Waterloo."
Lovely stuff. Beautiful there.
Nice. You sort of kicked him in the. That's what that was.
Back to me again. Thank you, Dave.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that good rendition there, Martin. It's yeah, I won't comment on it.
Well, I think yes, I think we've had the comments on the likelihood of Broken Token songs actually bearing any relation to reality, but
quite, yeah. Anyway, never moving swiftly on. Sheila Miller is our next singer, and she'll be followed by Simon Prager, please.
If I can I've managed to unmute myself. I keep trying to unmute myself and then getting chat. This is also a song of well, that's a song of post-conflict, I suppose. This is a song of clan warfare from the singing of Belle Stewart, and I think I'm going to stand up in the hope that it may help. Don't you be able to see me there? It fell on a day, a bonny summer day, when the corn was ripe and yellow, that there fell out a great dispute between Argyll and Airlie. Lady Margaret looked out on high castle wall, and oh, but she sighed sadly. She saw Argyll and all his men come to plunder the bonny Hoose o' Airlie. Come doon, Lady Margaret, he said, come doon and kiss me fairly. Again the morning's clear daylight, oh, when I leave a standing staying in Airlie. Oh no, come doon, ye false Argyll, nor will I kiss ye fairly. I wadna kiss the false Argyll, though ye wanna leave a standing staying in Airlie. For if my good lord had been at hame, as he's a war wi' Charlie, there wouldna come a Campbell frae Argyll, dare tread upon the bonny green o' Airlie. Oh, it's I, born him 7 bonny sons, the 8th ane has never seen his daddy. And if I had as many hour again, they would all be men for Charlie. But poor Lady Margaret was forced to come doon, and oh, but she sighed sadly, for there in front of his men she was ravished on the bonny green o' Airlie. Argyll in a low, Argyll in a rage, he kindled sickle low, it raised till left sae red and clearly, and poor Lady Margaret and all her bairns were smothered in the dark reek o' Airlie. draw your dirks, cried the brave Lochiel, and sheath your swords, cried Charlie. We'll kindle sickle lower and the foes Argyle, and we'll light it with a spark but oh Airlie.
Cracking song, Sheila, thank you. So Simon's our next singer, and then Steve Suffet, please.
Button doesn't work when I've got my finger picks on. This is a blues which comes from a woman called Sippy Wallace. And Sippy Wallace was quite a big, quite a well-known singer in the times of, in the 30s, at the time of Bessie Smith and Ma Rainey and so on. And then she became a church organist, and she retired from performing for about 30 years and came back in the 60s. And I saw her at the Albert Hall as part of a blues package. And I remember they gave her a microphone and she disdained the mic. She stood about a metre back from the mic and absolutely filled the Albert Hall. She had an absolutely enormous voice. Incidentally, she was called Sippy Wallace, which I always thought was short for Mississippi Wallace, but it wasn't. She didn't come from Mississippi. She was called Sippy because she had a lisp, and that was a nickname given to people with a lisp in the 30s in America. Just a minute. Hey mama, run tell your papa, run tell your brother, run tell your sister that I'm going up the country. Don't you wanna go? I need another $50 to land me on that Lifetime shore. Leaving, I left some folks grieving, left my girl crying, I left a lot of mourning, Lord, I know she didn't want me, she had no right to stall. She treat me low down and dirty, she's bound to reap just what she done sow. She laughed and accused me, she stormed and billed me, she kicked and cursed me, she treated me dirty, even asked me with a matchbox, hold my dirty clothes. She treat me low down and dirty, she's bound to reap just what she done so. I told her, give me that coat I bought her, those shoes I bought her, those gloves I bought her, that shirt I bought her, Lord, I know she didn't want me, she had no right to stall. I told her, put up that hat I bought her, and let her nasty head go bald. My mama had 'em, my papa had 'em, my auntie had 'em, my uncle had 'em, Lord, I woke up this morning, had up the country blues. I looked over in the corner, my grandpapa had 'em too.
Well done.
Just needs the boy Harvard all.
I want to play the guitar like that. Why
Me
can't I
too.
do that?
Don't we all, Amanda? Don't we all?
I've been envying that since I was 18.
You leave it in my
Like,
We're about to make our first. Oh well, yeah. Are we about to make our first transatlantic foray for the?
David.
Hey, oh, sorry. Yes, of course. I forget who's where. Anyway, our second transatlantic foray of the evening.
Okay.
Steve, and after Steve, Angelica will be. Steve, unmute.
Okay.
Someday I'm just going to leave somebody.
I had unmuted, but then I got muted again. When John Henry was a little baby, and he sit on his daddy's knee, he picked up a hammer and a little piece of steel. Hammer's gonna be the death of me, Lord God. Hammer's gonna be the death of me. Now the captain, he said to John Henry, said, I got me a steam drill now. I got me a steam drill out on the job. I whip that cold steel down, oh down. I whip that cold steel down. But John Henry, he says to the captain, what's he say? Says a man ain't nothing but a man. And before I let a steam drill beat me on down, I'll die with this hammer in my hand, Lord God. I'll die with this hammer in my hand. Now John Henry, he says to the shaker, said, shaker, you better sing. I'm swinging 30 pounds from my hips on down. Just listen to my hammer ring, oh Lord. Listen to my hammer ring. Now John Henry, he hammered on the mountain. His hammer was striking fire. He beat that drill to the bottom of the hill. But he laid down his hammer and he died, good Lord. He laid down his hammer and he died. That man that ran that steam drill, he thought he was doing mighty fine. John Henry, he having more than 17 feet. That steam drill had only done 909. Steam drill had only done 9. They take his body to the graveyard and they buried him down in the sand. And every time that a train goes by, it says, there lies a steel driving man, man, man. There lies a steel driving man. Now John Henry, he had a pretty woman, and her name was Polly Ann. The very same day that they laid him in the grave, well, Polly Ann drew steel like a man, like a man. I said, Polly Ann drew steel like a man. So every Monday morning, when them bluebirds begin to sing, you could hear those hammers a mile or more. You could hear John Henry's hammer ring, oh Lord. You could hear John Henry's hammer ring. Okay, I'm going to mute myself now.
Before you do, Steve, is
Yes.
it right that he dies of overwork?
You know, there have been people who have actually done studies about it. Apparently there was a real John Henry, and he died on the Lewis Tunnel of the Chesapeake and Ohio Railway around 1873, and he may have been a leased out convict laborer. and probably died of heat exhaustion. And as far as the myth, I'm not sure what amount is true and what amount isn't, but the historic, there's a couple of books about it. Historic John Henry, probably heat exhaustion.
That song.
Brought on by overwork by the sounds of it. So yes, another public health warning. Another public health
sold
warning.
1 million copies in this country and another million in America in the 50s, because it was on the B side of the Rock Island Line by Ronnie
Oh,
Dunning.
right. Yes, of course.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I knew I'd heard it.
Yeah.
Can I mute now?
Good on.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Steve. So Angelica's next, and after Angelica, John White, would you please for this song?
Amanda.
Hello.
Look, I want to play this with my accordion. If it sounds terrible, can you please like wave your arms around? I just don't want to carry on. I might do it unaccompanied. I don't want to be struggling through this whole thing if it sounds like shit. As soon as I take these off, I won't be able to hear you. Can you wave your hands, please? I don't want to continue if it sounds like rubbish.
Stop means yes. Okay.
In the springtime I used to roam down to the woods in the valley low. There I did meet with a handsome boy. He filled my heart with joy. Before too long he was courting me. To my lock he held the key. All through the months of May and June, our river bank Jan. Sorry. Jan. The water's black and the clouds are grey. My love is gone away. I sit alone by the river deep. My spirit cries as the willow weeps. His hair was black and his eyes were grey. He stole my soul away. He stole my soul away.
Great. Yeah, terrific. Well done, Angelica.
Is the sound all right?
Yeah.
Great.
Good.
Sounded really
Excellent.
good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was a bit worried about moving.
How do you mean?
Okay, so John White's our next singer, and after John White, we'll go to France for Tara.
Unmuted me, no doubt, Amanda.
That's you sorted, yes.
Yeah. Amanda, can I take a few seconds just to repeat the appeal that Dave made last week for finances for FDES? Most of us have got our songs from the Vaughan Williams Memorial Library, and if there's a threat to Southern Sharp House, there's a threat to the library as well. So if you haven't sent off a donation to help out, I do hope you'll do it very soon. Okay, this is a song from the days when many of the crews of our warships were there because they'd been kidnapped by press gangs. As I walked down a London street, a press gang there I chanced to meet. They asked me if I would join the fleet on board of a man-of-war, boys. Pray, brother shipmates, tell me true, what kind of treatment they give you, that I may know before I go on board of a man-of-war, boys. But when I went to my surprise, all that they told me was shocking lies. There was a row, and a jolly old row, on board of that man-of-war, boys. The first thing they did, they took me in hand. They lashed me with a tarry strand. They flogged me till I could not stand on board of that man-of-war, boys. They tied me up by my two thumbs. They cut me till the blood did run. And that was the usage they gave me on board of that man-of-war, boys. So when I gets one foot on shore, them London girls to see once more, I'll never go to sea no more on board of a man-of-war, boys.
Well done, John.
Well done, John. Lovely.
Great stuff, John. Thank you.
Thank you.
Another public health warning. I don't know. There's a lot this evening. Don't work. Anyway, across the channel for Tara, and then our next singer after Tara will be Doreen, please.
Hello, everybody. Well, I was going to sing a Breton one, but my guitar has had to have new strings, so it's just not ready for playing. So I'm going to sing you an a cappella song that I learned from a girl I sing with here who sings a lot of Russian and Ukrainian songs because she spent a lot of time in Chernobyl and so collecting songs. So it's a song about a swan, actually, about a swan. Her partner has died, and swans, unlike humans, mate for life. And so it's a very, very sad song. So here we go. When the plane's flown over, I shall start. Anie siedzieli любовь, Walicja bieli, my krylami omni, Malicja bieli, my krylami omni, Malicja. At koni wziął si strzelec, maladuj rozbil, rozluczyli paru, lebiedie rozbil, rozluczyli paru, lebiedie. Galubka nie jest galubka, nie wjódź na krów, tu jugorów zioblak, a zidiot na krów, tu jugorów zioblak, a zidiot. Oj tam na górę, oj tam na krutoj siedie, li para, lepiej siedie, li para, lepiej.
Beautiful song.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
It's an amazing song. I see Steve is holding up a sign saying very nice. Great stuff, Tara. Thank you. And we'll look forward to your Breton song in the near future. So over to Doreen now, and after Doreen we'll have Ray McLoughlin.
Okay. Am I unmuted? Can you?
You'll need to unmute yourself now.
Is that better? Okay.
Yes, that's you.
Good. Thanks. Okay, I'm going to sing another song from the Stewarts of Blairgowrie, and this is a night visiting song. Here's a health to all true lovers. Here's a health to all true lovers, and here's to mine wherever she may be. I'll go and see her this very moment, though she is many a long mile from me. Let the night be dark as the very dungeons. Let not a star shine from above, and I'll be guided, oh, safely guided, into the arms of the one I love. He rode up to her bedroom window. Isn't he placed on a cold damp stone, through the panes of glass he softly whispered, my darling maid, do you sleep alone? She raised her head from her soft white pillow Her hand she placed on her lily white breast, and through the panes of glass she softly answered, "Who's this that disturbs my quiet night's rest? 'Tis only I, your darling lover. Open the door, love, and let me in, for I am tired from my long night's journey. And besides, I am drenched to the very skin." She opened the door with the greatest of pleasure. She opened the door and he walked in. They both embraced and they kissed each other, till the dawning of day it came creeping in. The clocks are growing, love, I must be going. The cocks are crowing, love, I must away. The cocks are crowing, love, I must be going, love. For we are but servants, and I must obey.
Lovely.
Hey, that was special.
Thank you, Doreen. Fantastic to hear you. I think this is your first visit to Sharps in Isolation.
It is. First time I've ever sung on a Zoom as well.
Yeah? Oh.
Lovely. Where's Doreen from?
Brilliant.
I'm in London.
Oh, right.
South London.
South London.
South London, yeah.
Half London.
Save me.
Come to Sharps if it reopens.
I will.
South London.
Top of the
But
universe.
if you haven't done Zoom before, do you know that you can look at the conversations at the right, and there's lots of people putting up notices saying "Well sung, Doreen." And then you can
thank you.
So have a look and at the conversation.
Chat. Thank you. I shall mute myself now, I think. Yeah.
Doreen is one of the organisers of the Court Sessions Club, which was currently in suspension for lack of a venue.
Yes, we've been in suspended animation for rather a long time. We're frozen because we can't find a venue in South London. In fact.
Which club is that? Which club?
Court Sessions. We've been around for over 30 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, it's that Doreen. Sorry, Doreen, darling. Right.
Hello, John. It's lovely to see you.
Good to see you. Nice to hear you.
Well, maybe you can take over the Zoom format when,
yes.
when this is all over. Everyone will be back in pubs and
everything's on Zoom, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay,
Better.
Jay is next, and then have Sam and Eleanor.
Okay, I'm going to do a Ewan MacColl song. It's well, it's a bit gloomy, I suppose. It's based on what was called in the late 60s the Gold Watch Syndrome by psychiatrists. As I was a-walking down by the Thames side, I spied a dead body washed away by the tide. Borne along by the river, it slowly drew near to the oily black waters by Westminster Pier. A grey stubbled face with a halo of scum, eyes staring blindly at the high noonday sun. They took him to Southwark, to the mortuary there, where they hosed down his body and shaved off his hair. They noted his scars and distinguishing marks, weighed him and measured him under mercury arcs, laid him to rest on a bed of white tiles, his life story entered in the mortuary files. They tagged his belongings, his clothes and a ring, a pipe, some tobacco, and a small piece of string. A pension book bearing the name Thomas Black, and an old-fashioned timepiece inscribed on the back. For 50 years service, devotion supreme, from grateful employers, this token of esteem. A good quiet worker, never given to strife. He never once questioned the boss in his life. And they gave him this watch as they waved him goodbye, so that he could measure his life slipping by. It ticked away loudly each day in his ears, a bright death watch beetle undermining the years. Then one act of protest, one moment of strife, and they called it a crime when he took his own life. Now this great lump of silence has finished with time. He demanded so little, and that was his crime. Thank you.
Great song.
Great stuff, Ray. Thank you. Sam and Eleanor are next, followed by Wendy.
You need to unmute.
I thought I'd unmuted. Welsh song, Anna Moore, lots of versions all over Wales. You just pick the verses you like it traditionally. So this is, it mentions a loft above the kitchen because the one-storey cottages had like a half floor over the kitchen. So I'll sing the first verse in Welsh and then I'll repeat it in English and sing the rest in English. Alan amor, my roses cochion. Alan amor, my ladies gwynion. Alan amor, mae'n gariad in yn cysgu nos a chodir bore. Beside the sea there are red roses, beside the sea there are white lilies, beside the sea there lives my lover, asleep at night, awake at morning. Yonder's the house and yon's the building where I have spent many a happy evening. In the loft above the kitchen with a girl with a yellow ribbon. Cold is the frost and cold the snowfall. Cold is the house without fire in winter. Cold is the church without a vicar. Cold am I without my lover. Alan amor, my roses cochion. Alan amor, my lilies gwynion. Alan amor, mae'n cariad in yn cysgu nos a chodir bore.
Diolch yn fawr iawn i ti. A ni'n dda iawn yna.
We've had George.
Who's siarad Cymraeg yma?
Fantastic. So you'll have to wait a second, Eleanor, for everyone to be muted, and then unmute yourself.
Right.
Sing a song that was collected in 1907 in Dorset from Mrs. Russell. It's called The Crafty Maid's Policy. Come, listen a while, and I'll sing you a song of three merry gentlemen riding along. They met a fair maid, and one to her did say, I'm afraid this cold morning will do you some harm. Oh no, kind sir, said the maid, you're mistaken, to think this cold morning will do me some harm. There's one thing I crave, that lies twixt your legs, if you give me that, it will keep me warm. Then since you do crave it, my dear, you shall have it, if you will go with me to yonder green tree. Then since you do crave it, my dear, you shall have it, and I'll make these two gentlemen witness to be. Then the gentleman lighted, and straightway she mounted, and looking that gentleman hard in the face, saying, you knew not my meaning, you misunderstood me, and away she went galloping down the long lane. Oh, gentlemen, lend to me one of your horses, that I may ride after her down the long lane. If I overtake her, I warrant I'll make her return unto me my own horse again. But soon as this fair maid, she saw him a-coming, she instantly then took a pistol in hand, saying, doubt not my skill, that you I might kill, I would have you stand back, or you are a dead man. Oh, why do you spend your time here in talking? Oh, why do you spend your time here in vain? Come, give her a guinea, it's what she deserves, and I'll warrant she'll give you your own horse back again. Oh no, kind sir, you are vastly mistaken, for if it's his loss, well then it is my gain. And you are both witness that he gave it to me, and away she went galloping over the plain.
What a hussy.
I like these feisty female songs.
Yeah.
Okay, so did I call Wendy?
Yes.
Wendy, are you ready to go? Great.
Yeah, yeah.
And after Wendy, it will be Maggie and Pete.
Okay, I think this is another health warning one. There's lots of versions of this song, but actually this version I heard Mama Cass sing before the Mamas and the Papas. Okay, Young Girl's Lament. It's always a lament, really, apart from that last song. When I was a young girl, I used to seek pleasure. When I was a young girl, I used to drink ale out of the alehouse and into a jailhouse, right out of the barroom and down to my grave. Had he but told me before he shamed me, had he but told me about it in time, I could have had potions and salts of white mercury. But now I'm a young girl, cut down in my prime. Get 6 young gamblers to carry my coffin. Get 6 young maidens to sing me a song. Put bunches of roses all over my coffin. Roses to muffle the sound as they fall. When I was a young girl, I used to seek pleasure. When I was a young girl, I used to drink ale out of the ale house and into a jailhouse, right out of the barroom and into my grave.
Awesome. Moving.
Cracking stuff, Wendy. Thanks very much. I don't think we've had a single dud.
Mm.
Well, we never have duds, but I mean, these have all been really fun.
We can fix that.
No pressure whatsoever on you guys.
Okay, we'd like to take turns.
Right.
So Pete's go.
Me first. Me first. I'm channeling my inner Raikuda here. Well, we worked through spring and winter, through summer and through fall. But the mortgage worked the hardest and the steadiest of us all, 'cause it worked through nights and Sundays on our holiday. Settled down among us and never went away. The farmer comes to town with his wagon broken down. The farmer is the man who feeds us all. If you only look and see, you know you would agree that the farmer is the man who feeds us all. Well, the banker says he's broke and the merchant's got the smoke. They forget that it's the farmer who feeds us all. If we put them to the test, if the farmer took a rest, then they'd know that it's the farmer who feeds them all. Farmer is the man, farmer is the man, lives on credit till the fall. If you only look and see, I know you will agree that the farmer is the man who feeds us all. While the lawyer hangs around, while the butcher cuts a pound, but the farmer is the man who feeds them all. And the preacher and the cook go strolling by the brook, but the farmer is the man who feeds us all. Farmer is the man, farmer is the man, lives on credit till the fall. If you'd only look and see, I know you will agree that the farmer is the man who feeds us all.
Raikuda had lessons from Tom Paley, by the way.
Yes, he did. Yeah, but
He did,
Tom
he did.
didn't. Tom did say he was pretty good already.
Yeah.
Tom used to do that song too.
Okay, Maggie, over to you.
Unmute. It's a song by Joe Newberry, a memorial to his mother, but I've only ever heard wonderful Sarah Gray do it. You lay down your burden when you left this world of woe. I will think with affection of your time with us below. Your time with us below. On your journey, your soul learn how to fly. When you walk that lonesome valley into a cloudless sky, into a cloudless sky. Memory lingers as the body turns to clay, that so we will recognize you on the resurrection day, on the resurrection day. On your journey, your soul learn how to fly. When you walk that lonesome valley into a cloudless sky, into a cloudless sky. I'm gonna live with the Father, hallelujah, what you gain, free from every care and bother, and free from earthly pain, and free from earthly pain. On your journey, your soul learn how to fly. When you walk that lonesome valley into a cloudless sky, into a cloudless sky. I'm glad I'm a believer, for I know how the story ends. I'll deny the great deceiver, join my family and my friends. Join my family and my friends. On your journey, your soul learn how to fly. When you walk that lonesome valley into a cloudless sky, into a cloudless sky.
Thank you. Bit of old-timey religion. Nothing like
Not the views of this station.
Can I just point out that there are a lot of people that aren't getting unmuted when I unmute all. If you want to register your clapping and appreciation, some of you might have to unmute yourselves.
Yeah.
Please do. Okay, I forgot to call the next singer, so I might as well slip myself into the programme. And then Clive, could you give us a song after I've sung? So this is a song by Ewan McVicker, and it's a kind of a pre-feminist song. From the days when a woman's dream was to stop working and get married. So it's got a chorus for you all to not join in with. Keep your bobbins running easy, show your gallus bright and breezy, wait until Prince Charming sees you working in the mill. Shift and spin, warp and twine, making threads coarse and fine, dreaming o' your valentine, working in the mill. Oil your runners, mend your thread, do your best until you're dead. Wish you were a wife instead of working in the mill. Shift and spin, warp and twine, making threads coarse and fine, dreaming o' your valentine, working in the mill. Used to think it'd be the rage, smiling on the fashion page, never dreamt you'd be a wage slave, working in the mill. Shift and spin, warp and twine, making threads coarse and fine, dreaming o' your valentine, working in the mill. Used to think that life was kind, no it hasn't, never mind, maybe someday love will find you, working in the mill. Shift and spin, warp and twine, making threads coarse and fine, dreaming o' your valentine, working in the mill. He loves you not, so what? Do the best with what you've got. When you're paying, spin your cotton, working in the mill. Shift and spin, warp and twine, making threads coarse and fine, dreaming o' your valentine, working in the mill.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you all very much for not joining in.
Yes, lovely.
Some of us were joining in. Ooh.
Yeah. Looking
In
like
orderly.
goldfish, but joining in.
Yeah.
1 second, 2 behind.
Okay, thank you. So Clive is our next singer, and after him we'll have
Who's there?
Alison. Oh, hello. Yes.
Right.
Did someone call? No. Okay. Sorry. After Clive, we'll have Alison Frosdick to round off the first half, please. Then we'll have a break, and then we'll do it all again.
Clive, are you able to unmute yourself?
Can you hear me still? I'm not playing.
You're not playing tonight?
No, I'm not playing tonight. I'm just listening.
Oh, okay. You had a hand up, so I thought.
Oh, Clive, go on, Clive. Go on, Clive. You know you want to. You will, you will.
I don't know what to sing.
Don't let yourself be bullied, Clive.
Oh, I know. Sing Hangman, Stay Your Hand. Ali, Hangman, Stay Your Hand, Clive. Go on. You know you want to.
All right, then. I'll sing
let
that
yourself be bullied
just
then.
for you.
A victory for bullying.
Right. I've been, here we go. Hangman, hold your hand and hold it for a while. I think I see my father coming over the yonder stile. Father, did you bring me gold, or come to set me free? Or have you come to see me hanging on the gallows tree? Well, it's I haven't brought you gold, nor come to set you free. But I have come to see you hanging on the gallows tree, and it's on the prickly bush. It grieves my heart full sore, and if I ever get out of that prickly bush, I'll never get in it anymore. Hangman, hold your hand and hold it for a while. I think I see my mother coming over the yonder stile. Mother, did you bring me gold, or come to set me free? Or have you come to see me hanging on the gallows tree? Well, it's I haven't brought you gold, nor come to set you free, but I have come to see you hanging on the gallows tree, and it's all the prickly bush. It grieves my heart full sore, and if I ever get out of the prickly bush, I'll never get in it no more. Hangman, hold your hand and hold it for a while. I think I see my father, no, my brother, my true love coming over the yonder stile. True love, did you bring me gold, or come to set me free? Or have you come to see me hanging on the gallows tree? Now it's I have brought you gold, and come to set you free, for I'm not come to see you hanging on the gallows tree, and it's all the prickly bush. It grieves my heart full sore, and if I ever get out of the prickly bush, I'll never get in it anymore.
Why?
Clive, thanks, that was lovely.
Well, I'm glad you allowed yourself to be cajoled.
You know,
Bully.
I realise I haven't sung that for 370 years.
Remember it well.
Sounding good for 300. What's it?
Great stuff. Okay, so Alison will round off the first half, then we'll have parish notices and then a break. What have you got for us, Alison?
I think this is what's known as a modern ballad because it was written in the 19th century and it was probably on a ballad sheet and everybody in the whole country knew it at one point. And in fact, Jacqueline Hines sang it a few weeks ago on the very night I was planning to debut the song myself. So I've left it a few weeks, so now I'm going to do it. And it's The Dark-Eyed Sailor. It's of a comely young lady fair, was walking out for to take the air. She met a sailor along the way, so I paid attention. I paid attention to what they had to say. Said William, lady, why walk alone? The night is dark and the daylight gone. She said, while tears from her eyes did fall, it's my dark-eyed sailor. Oh, my dark-eyed sailor, that's caused my downfall. It's been 7 long years since he left this land. He took a gold ring from off his hand, broke it in twain and gave half to me. winter's morning, like a winter's morning, when the ground is white with snow. These words, they did her heart inflame. Said she, with me you shall play no game. She drew a dagger and aloud did cry, for my dark-eyed sailor, for my dark-eyed sailor, a maid I'll live and die. Then William half of the ring did show. She was distracted between joy and woe. Oh, welcome, William, I've lands and gold, for my dark-eyed sailor, for my dark-eyed sailor, so manly, true and bold. So it's in a village down by the sea, they're joined in wedlock and well agree. So maids, be true when your love's away, for a cloudy morning, for a cloudy morning turns to a sunshine day.
Yeah.
Alison, well done.
You need the other man, but
Great stuff, Alison, and you've had an offer you can't refuse in the chat. So
That was lovely.
I'm going to mute all, and it's time for parish notices. So if you do have a parish notice, please unmute yourself and tell us what you have to say.
Another call for, if you would like a copy of this, the latest Folk London, featuring an article about lockdown sing-arounds quoting several Sharps regulars. If you'd like a free one courtesy of Sharps, please send me your postal address either by direct message here or email editor@folklondon.co.uk.
Great stuff. Thanks, James.
Hey, James, are you up for sending one to France, or is that too far? Do I have to send you some kind of postage?
No, I can do that. It's not super expensive.
Oh,
thank you.
James, my friend Judy in Brooklyn wanted to know if it was available electronically.
That is super expensive, but I'll send her a PDF
Yeah.
if you've
Yeah,
got my
okay.
contact details. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, Tara, you're putting your whole address you're giving everyone your address. I'm not sure you meant to do that, but do write everyone if you.
We can all go for a drink.
That's the wine like there.
Okay, anyone else with parish notices?
Yes, please.
So Kathy, was that Kathy?
Yeah. I just thought I'd give a quick Jerry update.
Oh yeah.
I've been.
Okay, Lisa, just go once you have been you'd unmuted yourself.
This is sort of a wonderfully fragmentary or distilled song from Maine that I just love. Ye gentlemen of England, both far and near, who live at ease beyond all care. Oh, it's little do you think and little do you know what we poor sailors undergo. With the wind southwest and the dismal sky, the ruffling seas roll mountains high. On the 13th day of April, 'twas on that day, our captain called our ships away. He called us from our native shore. where the wind southwest and loud did roar, with the wind southwest and the dismal sky, the ruffling seas roll mountains high. On the 14th of April, 'twas on that day, we spied ships to the leeward lay. We saw 3 men to the bottom go, while we poor souls rocked to and fro. With the wind southwest and the dismal sky, the ruffling seas roll mountains high. On the 15th day of April, 'twas on that day, our captain and the foremast were washed away. The mast being gone, the ship sprung a leak, and we thought we should drown in the watery deep. With the wind southwest and the dismal sky, the ruffling seas roll mountains high.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Lovely, Lisa. Really lovely.
Doesn't say how they.
Another cracking song. Oh, the second half is off to a great start already. So James, I hope you're ready to follow that. And after James, it will be Anne Lamb.
This is a few of my friends have just had children who are now at the age to start learning to talk. So this is kind of a cautionary tale about your kids speaking, I guess. It's by an American couple called Lou and Peter Berryman. Oh, there's pirates in their fetid galleons, daggers in their skivvies, with infected tattooed fingers on a blunderbuss or two, signs of scurvy in their eyes, only mermaids in their minds. From them I would expect to hear the F word, not from you. We sit down to have a chat, it's F word this and F word that. I can't control how you young people talk to one another. But I don't want to hear you use that F word with your mother. There are lumberjacks from Kodiak vacationing in Anchorage, enchanted with their coal tar soap and caribou shampoo, with 7 months of back pay in their aromatic woolens. From them I would expect to hear the F word, not from you. We sit down to have a chat, it's F word this and F word that. I can't control how you young people talk to one another, but I don't want to hear you use that F word with your mother. There are military survivalists in Gucci bandoleros, taking tacky khaki walkie-talkies to the rendezvous, trading all the latest armor-piercing ammo information. From them I would expect to hear the F word, not from you. We sit down to have a chat, it's F word this and F word that. I can't control how you young people talk to one another, but I don't want to hear you use that F word with your mother. There are hooligans who think that God is brawling in the grandstand in a cold November downpour with a nostril full of glue, whose entire grasp of heaven has a lot to do with football. From them I would expect to hear the F word, not from you. We sit down to have a chat, it's F word this and F word that. I can't control how you young people talk to one another, but I don't want to hear you use that F word with your mother. There's unsavoury musicians with their filthy pinko lyrics who destroy the social fabric and enjoy it when they do, with their groupies and addictions and their poor heartbroken parents. From them I would expect to hear the F word, not from you. We sit down to have a chat. It's F word this and F word that. I can't control how you young people talk to one another, but I don't want to hear you use that F word with your mother. We sit down to have a chat. It's F word this and F word that. I can't control how you young people talk to one another, but I don't want to hear you use that F word with your mother. There you go.
It's been marvellous.
That for a long time.
I got it off John Bowden, but as someone said in chat, he got it off Peter Bellamy. So
yeah.
That's what I used to hear singing.
Always great to hear a new song. I've not heard that before, I'm sure. Well, thanks. Anne is next, and after Anne, it will be David Clare.
Okay. I think this song comes from Sussex. I've been told it does. I don't really know. I haven't looked into it. It's called The Constant Farmer's Son. There was a fair damsel in London town did dwell. She was proper tall and handsome, and her parents loved her well. She was admired by dukes and squires, but all their hope was vain, for there was one young farmer's son whom Mary's heart did gain. A long time they courted, they appointed the wedding day. Her parents they consented, but her brothers they did say, a noble lord has pledged his word, and him she shall not shun. We'll first delay, and then we'll slay the constant farmer's son. Now there being a fair all in the town, the brothers went to play. They invited young William with them to spend the day. When lo, returning home again, they said his race was run, and with a stake the life did take of the constant farmer's son. As Mary on her pillow lay, she dreamed a dreadful dream. She dreamed she saw her William dear, all by a flowery stream. She quickly rose, put on her clothes, and to seek him she did run. In yonder vale lay cold and pale the constant farmer's son. She's gazed on his pale cold cheeks, all mired in their gore. She's kissed his ruby lips and then kissed them 10 times o'er and o'er. She's pulled the branches from the trees to shade him from the sun. There night and day she with him stayed, the constant farmer's son. Now hunger came on this poor girl, as she lay in grief and woe, and straightway to her parents' home this poor young girl did go. Oh, parents dear, you soon shall hear of a dreadful deed that's done. In yonder vale lies cold and pale the constant farmer's son. Now her brothers, they confessed the crime, and for the same they died, while Mary on her pillow lay, and never ceased from crying. Oh, parents dear, you soon shall hear, my life is almost done. And with a sigh, she in sorrow died, for the constant farmer's son. Constant farmer's son.
Lovely, Anne.
And land.
Lots
lovely
of
singing there.
plaudits in the chat, Anne. It'll take you a while to read through those. That was lovely. So, our next singer is Dave Clare, of course it is, followed by another David Diamond.
Hello. It's a lovely, it's a Scottish song, or a song by a Scottish songwriter, supposedly a true story just after the First World War, called The Orphan's Wedding. One fine summer's morning, when nature was dawning, and good folks held to the church bell, two young lovers by life were deceived, and their story I sadly will tell. All the town knew of our wedding, all the town knows of our shame, and I have been broken forever by the stranger who told me my name. She came from the city to help in the harvest. I worked in the field by her side. Then all the long winter I courted my love, and in the summer I made her my bride. All the town knows of our wedding, all the town knows of our shame, and I have been broken forever by the stranger who told me my name. Oh, happy were we for the first time together, since a great war had taken our kin, till a man from the government came to our house, and he asked if I might lend him in. With a voice that was cold as the wind of the mountain, or the spray from a winter warm sea, he said that together we could not remain, for brother and sister were we. Well, all the town knew of our wedding, now all the town knows of our shame, and I have been broken forever by the stranger who told me my name. All summer I walk through your dark lands and quiet, and I sit by your blank waterside, and there I think only of her that I shamed, and it's all for the taking of a bride. Now all the town knows of our wedding. Now all the town knows of our shame, and I have been broken forever by the stranger who told me my name. Right, that was by Andy M. Stewart. Wonderful song.
Beautiful.
Nice song, Dave.
Once again, all you need to know about how people reacted to that is in the chat. Yeah, no, that was fabulous, Dave. Thank you. So over to David Diamond, and after him, could we have Riggy? We've lots of Daves, we've only one Riggy.
There we are, I'm on. I had a period not too long ago when I fell in love with songs with my name in it. And I've forgotten them all except one. And it's got it from the singing Rambling Jack Elliott, actually, I think. Here we go. There is a man you hear about most in our place you go. His home is in Texas, and his name is Diamond Joe. And he carries all his money in a diamond-studded jaw. And he never was much bothered by the process of the law. I hide out to Diamond Joe, boys. I give him my right hand. He give me a string of horses so they could not stand. I like to starve to death, boys. He did mistreat me so, and I never saved a dollar in the pay of Diamond Joe. When his bread was corn dodgers, his meat I couldn't chaw, and he drove me near distracted with the wagging of his jaw. By the telling of this story, well, I aim for you to know, never was a rounder could lie like Diamond Joe. Well, I tried 3 times to quit him, boys. He did argue so that I'm still punching cattle in the name, in the pay of Diamond Joe. And when I'm called up yonder, and it comes my time to go, give my blanket to my buddy, give the fleece to Diamond Joe.
Nice one, David. Challenge for next week. Everyone sings a song with their own name in it.
That'll be Elvis Costello for me then.
Another transatlantic foray. We're
Mad Tom of Bedlam for me.
California. Riggy is next, and after Riggy, Tom Reed.
I love to think of myself as someday a Londoner, and those people who got in before 2009 and the laws all changed. One of the best is Peggy Seeger. So this is a Peggy Seeger song. Chickens are a crowing, a crowing, a crowing. Pig chickens are a crowing, for it is most daylight. Chickens are a crowing, a crowing, a crowing. Chickens are a crowing, for it is most daylight. The boys they come a-courting, a-courting, a-courting. The boys they come a-courting, and then they stay all night. The boys they come a-courting, a-courting, a-courting. The boys they come a-courting, and then they stay all night. I won't be home till morning, till morning, till morning. I won't be home till morning, I'm staying away all night. I won't be home till morning, till morning, till morning. I won't be home till morning, I'm staying away all night. My mama, she will scold me, will scold me, will scold me. My mama, she will scold me for staying away all night. My mama, she will scold me, will scold me, will scold me. My mama, she will scold me for staying away all night. My daddy, he'll uphold me, uphold me, uphold me. My daddy, he'll uphold me and say I done all right. My daddy, he'll uphold me, uphold me, uphold me. My daddy, he'll uphold me and say I done all right. Chickens are a-crowing, a-crowing, a-crowing. Chickens are a-crowing, for it is most daylight. They are crowing, a-crowing, a-crowing. Chickens are a-crowing, for it is most daylight.
Great, Riggy, thank you. And where is your background tonight?
It's actually the same place as last time. For the last month or so, I've been on the inside of the Golden Hind. This is the outside of the Golden Hind at London Bridge.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, Tom, you are on next, and after Tom, it's time for Jan.
Is that it, Amanda? Am I there?
You're sorted.
Thank you. Well, in keeping with the health warnings of the night, this is definitely a health warning. I was suffering from a bit of a bug a while ago. I don't know if I had a very high temperature, and I don't know if I was dreaming or hallucinating, but I started to imagine that there was this weird virus going around the world, and it was trying to kill the whole bloody lot of us. And that we were all locked up in our houses for weeks and months on end. I don't know where I got that idea. I thought I might as well make a song out of it, just so it wouldn't get wasted. I know it's ridiculous. Here we go. Well, here I am, all on me own, in total isolation. I'm sick and tired of sitting here in naval contemplation. So I thought I'd write a little song to vent all me frustrations and stop myself from going round the bend. The virus, determined to destroy us. The sneaky little bastard is crawling round inside us. It's like some horror story on the telly or the wireless. The bloody thing is trying to kill us all. I used to be so slim and trim from working in construction, and all the ladies said I was a master of seduction. But now I'm nearly 20 stone in need of liposuction, and my love life is going down the drain. To get up in the morning is the height of my ambition, and what to have for breakfast is a life and death decision. Then it's up the stairs and down the stairs and round the kitchen, just to get me daily exercise. The virus, determined to destroy us. The sneaky little bastard is crawling round inside us. It's like some horror story on the telly or the wireless. The bloody thing is trying to kill us all. I'd love to climb a mountain or go hiking through the jungle, but I'm locked down in London town making apple crumble. Sometimes I sit all day and watch the tumble dryer tumble while discussing Aristotle with me cat. Some people miss the golf course, the cricket or the tennis, but me, I miss me folk club and a creamy pint of Guinness. But all the bloody pubs are closed, they're going out of business. Oh Lord, I think I'm gonna die of thirst. The virus, determined to destroy us. The sneaky little bastard is crawling round inside us. It's like some horror story on the telly or the wireless. The bloody thing is trying to kill us all. This morning when I woke up, I was feeling quite dejected, but the news has just come over and it's better than expected. For the president just told me to inject with disinfectant. Now I'm shooting up with Dettol twice a day. Oh Boris, I know you long for glory. If you will come and save me, I promise to vote Tory. You'll be forever famous in folk song and in story, and you'll put old Winston Churchill in the shade. The virus, determined to destroy us. The sneaky little bastard is crawling round inside us. It's like some horror story on the telly or the wireless. The bloody thing is trying to kill us all. So stay home on your own. We're all in the twilight zone. When in Rome, don't moan. Do your talking on the phone. Make bread, paint the shed. Practice standing on your head. Listen to the birds sing. Learn to dance the Highland fling. And never let the bastard get you down. Well, I think it's time to finish up me sorry little ditty. It isn't very clever and it isn't very witty, but I must get back to wallowing
Oh, absolutely brilliant.
Seriously.
Well done.
Very topical.
Stuff for
Good job.
brain. What a story.
First class.
Absolutely fantastic. Yes, guys, the prize of the night. It completely knocked us sideways.
Very good.
Excellent.
Anyway,
Some people have got no taste.
amazing. Okay, Jan, I'm really sorry, but you're going to have to fit that. And after Jean, no, after Jan, we'll have Jean.
Right, have I unmuted?
You have.
Oh, good. Yes. Well, I can't. Well, I can follow that. But it's bit of politics. John Warner's song with a few updates. Okay. 1% plays games with money. 1% is in control. 1% controls our labour. 1% can buy our souls. 1% is greedy bankers. 1% plays stocks and shares. 1% owns starving nations. They're not 1% that cares. 99% are angry. 99% declare. To the 1% who own us, cut your profits, pay your share. 1% can rule the media, hack computers, bug your phones. 1% has no compassion for the world it thinks it owns. 99% are workers, unemployed or overaged. Bearing all of your austerity, 99% enraged. 99% are angry, 99% declare. To the 1% who own us, cut your profits, pay your share. Pay the taxes you've avoided, on the needy to be spent. Cut the interest, increase wages, give us 99%. 1% had better listen. 1% let go of power. 99% are rising. We're prepared to seize the hour. 99% are angry. 99% declare. To the 1% who own us, cut your profits, pay your share. Thank you.
Hey. Good response.
That was quite good sequencing, actually, I think. So thank you for that. Okay, it's Jean next, and Jean will be followed by Richard. Jean, you'll need to unmute yourself first.
My hands are hot, and when I go to do it on the screen, it doesn't work. Right. This is about a song that would be set in the late 1800s. And we tend to think of commuting as sort of a modern thing, but in actual fact, families used to come away for the season from London down to Thanet, Broadstairs, Ramsgate, and the men would commute back. And what they used to do was they used to send their luggage down by train, but everybody used to come down by a boat that used to bring them to Thanet, and that used to go back and forth every weekend, and the men would go back on the Monday or Sunday night and then on the Friday they'd all come down again and spend the time with their families, but the families would tend to stay for a season. These two jobs at the moment wouldn't exist because of how things are with coronavirus, so it wasn't something that was ever envisaged, I don't think. The reference to the note in the window is how Pickford started up in London. It's got a chorus and I'll start with that, so if you can pick it up, do sing along, it'll be brilliant. I shall see your mouths work it. When you've cases ready, I've a service sure. A note left in your window will bring me to your door. Don't wait until you travel, don't leave it all to chance. Great or smallest I will call for luggage in advance. My name you know is Edward, I rent in Broadstairs town. We can offer room and board, but that's not where I'm found. For up and down the high street I wheel my wooden cart, carrying the luggage for all who must depart. 'Cause when you've cases ready, I've a service sure. A note left in your window will bring me to your door. Don't wait until you travel, don't leave it all to chance. Great or smallest I will call for luggage in advance. If I should see my card out before you're leaving May, trunks of all descriptions I will take away. Baskets full of fashions from your promenades, bathing suits and leather boots up to the station yard. 'Cause when you've cases ready, I've a service sure. A note left in your window will bring me to your door. Don't wait until you travel, don't leave it all to chance. Great or smallest I will call for luggage in advance. To London Bridge or Tower Pier, it's travel where you may. Through Albion Street or Piermont, I'd get you on your way, making good conveyance for a fee that's fair, while you take last pleasure of the balmy planet air. 'Cause when you've cases ready, I've a service sure. A note left in your window will bring me to your door. Don't wait until you travel, don't leave it all to chance. Great or smallest I will call for luggage in advance. If you've enjoyed our praises, please come again next year. Send your luggage in advance and you will find me here. I'd wheel it to your lodgings wherever they may be, and you'll have every comfort for your season by the sea. 'Cause when you've cases ready, I've a service sure. A note left in your window will bring me to your door. Don't wait until you travel, don't leave it all to chance. Great or smallest I will call for luggage in advance. Thank you.
That sort of working life. Thank you. So Richard's our next singer or performer in some capacity. I don't know what he's got for us. And after Richard, we have Kathy. Now, I have to say, I think we can just about squeeze everybody in. I don't want anyone to not sing this evening. So we might go just a wee bit beyond 11, but not much, hopefully. Okay.
Early on, you hear me all right?
Yep.
Early on this evening, we had the song of Jim Jones being transported to Australia. This song, Sharp's regulars have heard me sing this before. This song is about someone going voluntarily. It's extremely rose tinted. A young man left his native land, for trade was bad at home. To seek his fortune in Australia, he started out to roam. And when he came to Ballarat, it put him in a glow to hear the sound of the windlasses and the cry, "Look out below." Wherever he turned his wondering eyes, great wealth he did behold, and peace and plenty hand in hand by the magic power of gold. And he thought, as I am young and strong, to the diggings I will go, for I like the sound of the windlasses and the cry, "Look out below." So with the rest he took his chance, and his luck at first was vile, but he resolved to persevere, and at length he made his pile. And then he took his passage back, and homeward he did go, and he said goodbye to the windlasses and the cry, "Look out below." Back in England once again his gold he freely spent, and into every gaiety and dissipation went. But pleasure, if prolonged too much, oft causes pain, you know, and he missed the sound of the windlasses and the cry, "Look out below." And thus he reasoned with himself, "Oh, why did I return? For the digger's independent life I now begin to yearn. Here earth's rich lords oppress the poor, but there it is not so. Give me the sound of the windlasses and the cry, 'Look out below.'" So back he went to Australia with his charming little wife, and he finds there's nothing that comes up to the jolly digger's life. Ask him if he'll return again, he'll quickly answer no, for he likes the sound of the windlasses and the cry, "Look out below." That's that one for you.
Well done. Jim Morrison's in fine fettle.
Thanks, Mac.
When's he going to come and sing to us?
I only wished I could persuade him.
Yeah, make him come. He gets the emails. He's hiding.
Oh, I know.
Anyway, thanks, Richard. It was a little rose tinted. They knew that there's no oppression or exploitation in Australia. Yeah. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Kathy is next, and then we have Neil.
Okay, a Thomas Hardy poem, the one that he was most proud of and most pleased with, put to music by Tim Laycock. A very impressive body count. From Wynyard Gap the livelong day, we beat a foot the northward way, we travelled times before, the sun blazed burning on our backs, our shoulders sticking to our packs. By Fossway Field and Turnpike Track, we skirted sad Sedgemoor. Full 20 miles we jaunted on, my fancy man and jeering John, Motherly and I. We faced the Gus on Mendip Bridge, been stung by every marshwood midge, had crossed the Ewan helped by bridge, I and my fancy man. For months we had padded side by side, through the grey forest blackwood wide, where the parrot ran, and as the sun drew down to west, we climbed the toilsome Polden crest, and saw of landscape sights the best, the inn that beamed nearby. Lone inns we loved, my man and I, keen stag wind whistle high and dry, the horse on Hintop Green, the cosy house at Wynyard Gap, the hut renowned on Breedy Nab, and many other wayside tap where folks might sit unseen. Now as we trudged, oh deadly day, I teased my fancy man in play and wanton idleness, for I walked alongside jeering John, I laid his hand my waist upon, I wouldn't bend my glances on my lover's dark distress. Thus poled and top at last we won, and gained the inn at sink of sun, far famed as Marshall's Elm, beneath us figured Tor and Lee, from Mendip to the western sea. I doubt if finer sight there be in all this royal realm. Inside the settle all a row, for a row, we sat, I next to John to show that he had wood and worm, and then he took me on his knee, and he swore it was his turn to be my favoured mate, and motherly passed to my former one. Then in a voice I'd never heard, my only love to me one word, my lady, if you please, whose is the child you are like to bear? Is it his? Sorry. His, after all 9 months of care. God knows 'twas not, but oh despair. I nodded still to tease. Then a piece sprung, and with his knife, he let out jeering Johnny's life, there at sink of sun. The slant ray through the window nigh gilded John's blood on glazing eye, ere scarcely motherly or I knew that the deed was done. Now the taverns tell the gloomy tale, how that at Ivelchester jail my love, my sweetheart swung, though stained till now by no misdeed, save one horse slain in time of need. Blue Jimmy stole right many a steed, ere his last fling he flung. Thereafter I walked the world alone, on his death day I gave my groan and dropped his dead-born child. 'Twas nigh the jail beneath the tree, none tending me, for motherly had died in Glaston, leaving me unfriended in the wild. And in the night as I lay weak, the leaves are falling on my cheek, the red moon low declined, the ghost of him I died to kiss rose up and said, now tell me this, is the child mine, or was it his? Speak that I rest may find. Oh, doubt not that I told him then, that I had kept me from all men, since we joined hands and swore. Thereat he smiled and thinned away, as the sun rose to call up the day. 'Tis past, and now alone I stray, haunting the western moor.
Lovely, Kathy.
Oh.
Never tease your lover.
I don't think I can carry on, Kathy.
I've never worked out whether or not the narrator actually dies as well, because she just says, she's left alone at the end, haunting the western moor. Is
Well,
she just?
eventually, I suppose. Anyway.
So I think
never-
everybody in the story died, including a dead-born child.
Yeah, I've never
Yes.
thought
Anyway.
I've never thought haunting was literal in that poem. And you can tell it's a female character created by a man, because no woman would really be that stupid.
Well, you never know.
Okay, it's not a debating society.
Yeah, carry on.
Oh, yes,
come on.
it is.
Let's get going.
If you must. But Neil is hopefully going to cheer us up or pitch us further into the depths. I don't know. After him, it will be Dave Kidman.
Hopefully cheer you up. As I walked out one morning fair to view green fields and take fresh air, I saw a young banker standing there, a-talking of love with a lady fair. The young banker, he had such an handsome face, and all around his hat he wore a band of lace. Besides such a handsome head of hair, for my young banker I will go there. He said, "My pretty fair maid, will you go on deck with a chain of gold all around your neck? Whatever you do, I will prove true." But the answer that she gave, I'll have none of you. Young banker, he had such an handsome face, and all around his hat he wore a band of lace. Besides such a handsome head of hair, for my young banker I will go there. The young banker turned around for to go away, but she called after him to bid him stay. Stay, oh stay, and I will prove true. But he answered the same, I'll have none of you. Young banker, he had such an handsome face, and all around his hat he wore a band of lace. Besides such an handsome head of hair, for my young banker will go there. Well, she thought that she heard her foreman say, "Oh, pack up your bags for to come away." Well, it pierced her to the very heart to think that young banker she should part. Young banker, he had such an handsome face, and all around his hat he wore a band of lace. Besides such an handsome head of hair, for my young banker I will go there. So come all you pretty fair maids, your sense of loss, since to stay in love you have been crossed. You may lament and you may say, forever view the day that you said nay. Young banker, he had such an handsome face, and all around his hat he wore a band of lace. Besides such a handsome head of hair, for my young banker I will go there.
Nice and nice.
Well sung.
We're all cheered up now.
Who sang the chorus?
Here.
David Kidman's our next singer, and after David it will be Jude.
Okay. I was looking at the songs I had left, and most of them are much too long for this time of night, so this is the shortest I could find, bearing in mind everybody's got to get in. But it is a sort of a valedictory song in a way. Lovely song by Davy Steele, music by John McCusker. You will know it, I'm sure. Last trip home. I've worked on farms, and from the start the muckle horses won my heart. With big broad backs they proudly stand, the uncrowned kings of all the land. And yet, for all their power and strength, they're gentle as a summer's wind. So steady, boys, walk on. Our work is nearly done. No more we'll till or plough the fields. The horses' day is gone. And this will be your last trip home. So steady, boys, walk on. You'll hear men sing their songs of praise of Arab stallions in a race, of hunters that fly with the hounds to chase the fox and run him down. But none of them compare, I vow, to a working pair that pulls the plough. So steady, boys, walk on. Our work is nearly done. No more we'll till or plough the fields. The horses' day is gone. And this will be your last trip home. So steady, boys, walk on. Now in all the years I've plied my trade, in all the fields I've ploughed and laid, I never thought I'd see the time when a Clydesdale's work would ever end. But progress runs its driven course, and the tractors have replaced the horse. So steady, boys, walk on. Our work is nearly done. No more we'll till or plough the fields. The horse's day is gone. And this will be your last trip home. So steady, boys, walk on. Now as we head back, our friends have lined the road to be there one last time. For none of them would want to miss the chance to see us pass like this. They'll say they saw in years to come the muckle horse's last trip home. So steady, boys, walk on. Our work is nearly done. No more we'll till or plough the fields. The horse's day is gone. And this will be your last trip home. So steady, boys, walk on. Our work is nearly done. All the fields, the horse's day is gone, and this will be your last trip home. So steady, boys, walk on.
Lovely.
Lovely song, David. There were some bizarre unmuting disasters, but they didn't they didn't detract from the song, so thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Sorry about that, David.
Anyway, Jude is our next singer, and after her we have 3 singers left, so it'll be Jude and then Hazel.
Okay, I'll do, as we're near the end, I'll do the parting glass, and I'll just do a couple of verses, just keep it short. Of all the money that ever I've had, I've spent it in good company, and all the harm that ever I've done, alas, it was to none but me. And all I've done for want of wit, to memory now I can't recall. So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be with you all. Of all the comrades that ever I've had, they're sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that ever I've had, they'd wish me one more day to stay. But since it falls unto my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be with you all.
Good, good help.
That's a great song. Even though it's a short one, it's a great one. Okay, it's Hazel next. After Hazel, we will have Declan, and Tom Finn is going to finish the night off for us after. So Hazel first.
Thank you. This is a song I've never done at Sharps. It's by Sean Cooney of the Young Uns, and it's called Sancta Bega, or Fly Sparrow Fly is how I remember it. And it's a bit longer than my normal, but sorry, this is what I've chosen. I'm ready for this. Okay. The sparrow flew through my room. Fly, sparrow, fly. It flew so quick, it was gone too soon. All through the burning sky. Fly, sparrow, fly. The High King to the Virgin said, fly, sparrow, fly. I found the man you must wed, all through the burning sky. Fly, sparrow, fly. The Virgin thought this ne'er can be. Fly, sparrow, fly. I'll steal a boat and make for the sea, all through the burning sky. Fly, sparrow, fly. She held the wind in her right hand. Fly, sparrow, fly, until she came to Egmont's land. All through the burning sky, fly, sparrow, fly. How much land will you give, I pray? Fly, sparrow, fly. As much as snow falls on a summer's day, all through the burning sky. Fly, sparrow, fly. And as these words were heard to call, fly, sparrow, fly, thick snow fell and covered all through the burning sky. Fly, sparrow, fly. Thank you.
Yeah, well done. Very well done.
Thank you.
What a lovely song. Well, the bar is closing. In fact, it's closed, but we're not going to leave.
No, it's not.
We're not going to leave until they kick us out.
Cheers.
We've got a couple of singers still to go, and the first one is Coin, and the second is Tom Finn. So we're finishing the evening off
He's out on the lawn.
and it's a very Irish session. Okay, Declan.
Okay. Yeah. I was going to sing a big, long, sad song for you, Amanda, but I changed my mind at this hour of the night. This one we usually sing after hours as well in McLoughlin. It's a song called McColl, which was written by the author of our national anthem, Paddy Carney. Needless to say, he never set foot in McColl, so all the characters in this song are fictitious. McColl. Were you ever below at the side of McColl? Were you ever below at the side of McColl? Meadows all ripe on a fine summer's day. It was there that I first met with sweet Molly Darty, laughing and singing and making the hay. Oh, Molly, come on, I'll hold you now, Molly, come on. I'll roll you now, Molly, come on. I'll bet you a song. 'Twill be better diversion than making the hay. I took her behind the hedge and discoursed her, telling my story so happy and gay. Sure, 'twould take the whole night to tell how I courted her, blinded with hayseed and smothered with hay. Oh, Molly, come on, I'll hold you now, Molly, come on. I'll roll you now, Molly, come on. I'll bet you a song. 'Twill be better diversion than making the hay. There's a sogger through and below in that crockery. Quickly we found him one fine summer's day, and he tied me up tightly to sweet Molly Darty. Blackbirds and linnets were singing that day. Oh, Molly, come on, I'll hold you now, Molly, come on. I'll roll you now, Molly, come on. I'll bet you a song. 'Twill be better diversion than making making the hay. Oh, 'tis 60 long years since I came to Knockcrockery. My eyes they're dim and my hair it is grey. And whenever sweet Molly decides to get cross with me, I just take a hout and I warble my lay. Oh, Molly, come on, I'll howl you now, Molly, come on. I'll roll you now, Molly, come on. I'll bet you a song. 'Twill be better diversion than making the hay. Oh, Molly, come on, I'll hold you now, Molly, come on. I'll roll you now, Molly, come on. I'll bet you a song. 'Twill be better diversion than making the hay.
Please go.
Great stuff.
Excellent.
Yeah, well done.
Follow that Tom Penn.
And exactly. Behind the MC here, just a minute. Follow that, Tom Finn.
There we go. Okay, here in Dublin today, it's the 16th of June, and the 16th of June every year is a day called Bloomsday. And it relates to, James Joyce wrote a book called Ulysses, which was set on the 6th, the entire novel was set on one day, and it was the 16th of June 1904. And the main character in the book was a chap called Leopold Bloom, and his wife was Molly Bloom. And every year people get dressed up in costume, and period costume, and they go out and people do extracts from his various different books and things like this, and sing some of the songs that are referenced in his books as well, are sung on the day as well. Obviously, the celebrations have been curtailed this year because of the virus, but this is a song that's often sung on the 16th of June over here as a song that's referenced in some of what do you call him, James Joyce's writings. And it's a song called Brian O'Lynn, and it's about this guy who's pretty eccentric, but he's very optimistic. So we might call him an eccentric optimist. Brian O'Lynn was a gentleman born, his hair it was long and his beard unshorn. His teeth were out and his eyes far in. I'm a wonderful beauty, says Brian O'Lynn. Brian O'Lynn had no breeches to wear, so he got an owl sheepskin to make him a pair. With the fleshy side out and the woolly side in, they'll be pleasant and cool, says Brian O'Lynn. Brian O'Lynn had no shirt to his back, so he went to his neighbours and borrowed a sack. Then he puckered the meal bag in under his chin. Sure, they'll take them for ruffles, says Brian O'Lynn. Brian O'Lynn was hard up for a coat, so he borrowed the skin of a neighbouring goat. With the horns sticking out from his oxters and them, sure they'll take them for pistols, says Brian O'Lynn. Brian O'Lynn had no hat to put on, so he got an owl beaver to make him a one. There was none of the crown left and less of the brim. Sure, there's fine ventilation, says Brian O'Lynn. Brian O'Lynn had no brogues for his toes, so he hopped into crab shells to serve him for those. And he split up 2 oysters that matched like a twin. Sure, they'll shine out like buckles, says Brian O'Lynn. Brian O'Lynn had no watch to put on, so he scooped out a turnip to make him a one. Then he placed a young cricket in under the skin. "Sure, they'll think it is ticking," says Brian O'Lynn. Brian O'Lynn to his house had no door. He'd the sky for a roof and the bog for a floor. He'd a way to jump in and a way to swim out. "'Tis a fine habitation," says Brian O'Lynn. Brian O'Lynn went a courting one night, and he set both the mother and daughter to fight. To fight for his hand, they both stripped to the skin. "Sure, I'll marry us both," says Brian O'Lynn. Brian O'Lynn went to take his wife home, but all he had was an old nag that was all skin and bone. "I'll put her before me as neat as a pin, and her mother behind me," says Brian O'Lynn. Sad verse. Brian O'Lynn, his wife and wife's mother, were all going home o'er the bridge together. The bridge it broke down and they all tumbled in. "Sure, we'll go home by the water," says Brian O'Lynn. There you have it. Optimistic type individual.
Yeah.
Yeah, what an optimist. Yeah, brilliant.
Fantastic stuff, Tom. Thank you. What a brilliant song to end the evening.
Yeah.
A brilliant evening altogether. That was absolutely fantastic.
Really
Thank
good.
you all for being part of it.
Thank
you very much, Amanda.
Thanks for another wonderful evening.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thoroughly enjoyed.
Amanda, really.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
Everybody.
Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much.
Bye,
Amazing.
everybody.
Thank you.
Oh,
Bye.
Everyone.
Beauty there this
Bye,
week.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
amazing.
Bye.
Well done, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Lisa, lovely to see you.
Bye. Good night.